to thee, our beloved Hamlet, for thee we know.
Whenever you meet someone that went to Hamlin, even if they weren't in your year, you always kind of feel this natural bond to them, always being the woman in the red dress.
A Hamlin girl knows the value of hard work. She is confident. She knows herself. She is curious and interested in the world. She is a hard worker. She is destined to have a bright future.
Hamlin instills such confidence. You know that if you set your mind to it, you can do it.
You have to be able to be flexible enough and confident enough to seize up the opportunities that are there and discard the things that aren't right for you. Semper plus ultra, there's always more beyond. The standard of doing the best that you can do and to care about other people and to be important in the community and get involved in the community, that's all come over from Mrs. Stanwood. She really felt strongly that girls should do that. Mrs. Stanwood was an example. She got all these men to back her to buy this building. I mean, that's pretty great that a woman at that time could do those things. I think it's carried over a lot, right through the present, the inspiration of having a leader who is a woman who's been in the world and had a job and raised a family.
Our math teacher was Cindy Schatz. I was in her algebra class. Well, I've never really considered myself a math or a science person, but she was just, like so much fun, and she made math so interesting and exciting. You wanted to learn and you wanted to be in those classes because the teachers were so enthusiastic about teaching you and sharing their love of the subject that you couldn't help but get excited about it. I've carried that with me throughout my entire academic experience after Hamlin.
Well, they themselves were examples of women who were doing it. Mademoiselle Ahat, she was the French teacher. She was incredible because she was a polio victim and she could barely walk without a brace. In those days, there was no handicapped access to anything. She managed to teach her for many years, being totally handicapped. But she was a great teacher.
I think a lot about Penny Wheelock. When you walked into her classroom, it was as though you were walking into the world of Penny Wheelock, and she was so creative and always had interesting subjects to teach us. She made an illumination out of the first letter of the first poem or story that was in our collection. We bound them into books. She told us all about medieval manuscripts, and I went in graduate school, I majored in medieval history because I just, I thought they were so incredible and beautiful. When I graduated in 8th grade, we each got to design our own yearbook pages. I did magazine covers with me on the cover, of course, of each one. And I did Sports Illustrated showing me water skiing. And I did Gourmet showing me cooking, and National Geographic. So there I was in my dirty shirt and crazy hair looking so elated. I had a real sense that I could do whatever I wanted. I could be on the cover of those magazines, and it took me places that I never would have expected. And to be able to go to New York City and work at one of the best libraries in the country was largely because I was confident enough to be able to say, I can do this. I really feel that I gained a lot of that confidence here, that it was here that said, someday you will be able to set off on your own and go do that.
I was between 40 and 50. My marriage was over, my children were grown, and I was told to go and get a job. I started at the bottom and worked my way up, got a pretty good career out of it. Hamlin's giving me the guts to try for it.
The number one thing that I think I took away from Hamlin was the can-do confidence that they instill in you from the very beginning, and I think that really prepared me for college.
Just the way you grow from like a little girl into a teenager there, it's just...
Tradition, the beauty of the building, the tradition of the city, and the outstanding people. It gave you a real sense of history and tradition, which a lot of the schools just don't have. It's good to be able to drive past this school and look at that building and know, I was part of that. And I was there.